The Mechanic, the movie that asks, what if we secretly film Jason Statham just to see what he does on any given day in his life? And as it turns out, that dude's a sexy little murderer. Who knew? Voted by the patrons, but hand-selected by super-powered patron Michael Clark, you lovable little tyke. So, let's go censor this dude's private parts because this is Redeye Reviews. We start in Colombia. Some cartel leader goes for a swim in his pool. Even with those dorky little goggles, you still couldn't see that coming, could ya? So, our man easily gets away while that man who bought his swim trunks in the little boy section is dead. Now, back in Louisiana, we learn our man is the Mechanic, a silent assassin who gets hired by the secret elite and, apparently dudes that live in vans. Well, okay, wheelchair accessible vans, okay?
Of course, people might remember them. Try to get them shoes that fit. They look like cartoons.
One night, this girl asks to dance with him, but our man only knows one kind of dancing. It's the horizontal maramba.
I gotta go.
Okay.
The next day, he checks out his new target, and it's his friend. It's a guy who looks like he sells weed that'll make you smell colors. And not knowing what his friend could have done to end up on this list, he talks to the company, and they're like, yeah, your friend sold the company out, and now you better take him out. But he loves X-Men, and most importantly, he loves Professor X. You know, he just really wants to help him out.
Get out of the building, Harry. Go to the elevator lobby.
On my way. Oh, shit. So what's the story here? Carjacking?
Oh, you dirty dog. Okay, fine. So you tricked him, but you wouldn't actually pull the trigger. I'm just kidding, of course he would. Much like that movie with the giant shark, he's cold-blooded. At the funeral, we run into his friend's kid, and he's like, some dude killed my dad. And Jason's like, oh, yeah? He sounds like a real asshole. The son, not knowing how to express his feelings, decides to just get drunk and try to kill some random carjacker.
Hey.
Carjacker, did you shoot him with this?
Our man shows up and he's like, nah, only one cool guy in this movie, and that's me. And the kid's like, can I be like the second cool guy? Yeah, walk around in your shadow, be all sad and stuff. And Jason says, sure, but first he's gonna Mr. Miyagi all over you. He's like, buy a dog, learn how to do Sudokus, and develop a taste for expensive bean water. At one point, he takes him to a live lesson.
Autoerotic asphyxiation?
Yep.
Aw, that's straight nasty, bro.
Cop killers, gangbangers, terrorists. Makes you feel better. He was an illegal arms dealer.
Okay, no. No, you can't just take the most famous mugshot of David Bowie and put some other dude's head on it. As if old Redeye wouldn't spot this. Shame on you. But we learned that the Miyagi training was actually his first mission.
Guy from the coffee shop?
But he's a mechanic for another group.
Yeah, turns out one of those other bean water drinkers is his first assignment. And we say, hi, this dude is massive and he's a trained killer. So just poison his drink and be done with it. But this sick little store brand Aaron Paul would rather do it the hard way. Yeah, like the leave your blood all over a crime scene kind of hard way. And now that he's killed a guy, he thinks he's like a little Jason mini-me. He's banging random broads in alleyways and being mostly bald and stuff. The company is like, this is a bad idea. Guys, I can't have two of you running around humping all the furniture. That being said, you both look cool as hell. So here's your next assignment. We got some fat preacher guy who pretends to talk to God and take advantage of people.
God touches me, and I touch his people.
Yeah, he's a certified grade A terrible person. So they plan on sneaking into his hotel room and pumping him full of adrenaline to cause a heart attack, which, if you ask me, just give it a few months. He's probably going to have one of those things anyways. But then they get in there and they see our dude all hopped up on ketamine. So they subtly change the plan. And yeah, it turns out they're not great at improvisation. Probably really shouldn't leave it up to them all the time. But we get in a gunfight. And our little solar panel is proving to be quite a liability.
Andrew Bond has been pronounced dead.
So while brooding over his failure, we see an agent that was allegedly killed by his old friend. It's just walking around all, alive and stuff.
When does this leave?
Said 15 minutes.
But this guy's a top-tier agent. Torture him, do whatever you want. He's not gonna spill his secrets.
Dean paid me a very large amount of money to kill the others. It's not the fact that you killed them, is it? It's that they played you so easily. That Harry was getting suspicious about a blown operation.
I stand corrected. No, he does. He tells us everything. As it turns out, Harry didn't betray the company and that we got played into killing our friend. So we make sure when this guy dies a second time that he's gonna stay dead. Because that car's bumper was not in on it. I'm almost sure of it. But now the company knows that we know. They send some guys for us. They send some guys for our mini-me.
There's a gun down the left side cushion.
But I'm not a lefty.
Then you're gonna die.
And with every light reflecting off their shiny little heads, they decide to go after the company's head honcho. And while gearing up, the son sees his dad's old gun, and after way too long, finally puts it together that just maybe Jason killed his dad. But instead of talking about it, they do that thing that dudes do where they talk like around their feelings.
So it's best not to let them know when you're coming.
You ever kill someone you know?
Yes.
It doesn't really matter anyway, as long as they're dead and you're not, right?
And now maybe we both know that we both know, you know? So we schedule a last-minute meeting with a coworker.
How about Finch?
That is classic. I bet you guys schedule meetings on Friday afternoons, too. You're just the worst.
With Dean. So you're gonna miss a good dinner.
And learning where the big boss is, we head out. And that boss is like, oh, okay, class. It's field trip time. Get in here. We're going to do a little role play, okay? You all stand around me. I'm Will Smith, okay? They are Chris Rock's lawyers. Do not let them get to me. But nobody can keep that from happening. And they kindly let their boss hold all their bullets. That's a fun way to phrase when somebody gets shot in the face. Back in the car, they get a second chance to talk about their feelings and hash things out.
I think I would miss this if I had to stop now. A lot of people out there who would pay.
But no, they'd rather talk about football or manly things like Pokemon cards or something.
You want anything?
No. Last chance. I'm good.
And bald head attacks balder head. with his old teacher dead, he heads to the hideout. It's just full of dead guys and sadness. He drives off in that old car in the garage. And now they are both dead. Or so you think. Ha! No. Turns out he rolled right out of there just before the fire got him. Yeah, his English accent legally allows him to escape death 3 times a movie. And all of this could have been avoided if guys could just learn how to be emotionally vulnerable. But no, just keep punching holes in your basement wall and pretending it's the problem as we head on over to Redeye Reacts.
Come on, dance. Is that me, Rose?
No, I don't want to dance.
What about now?
Okay.
You'll be allowed 15 minutes. The jet will then return you. A private jet will pick you up in 1 hour and deliver you to a neutral site of his choosing.
A 10-minute jet flight? Oh, great. Just another Taylor Swift smogging up the skies in private planes. Waking up to go pee in the middle of the night, better take the jet.
Pull your trousers up. You know, the suits don't really fit you guys very well.
This is yours. This is yours.
Find a Band-Aid in your sandwich that wasn't mine. The guy at the deli, he had Band-Aids on all of his fingers.
See that again?
This is just a fun little fact, but that date right there on the security camera is actually the day the movie was released. Huh. Oh, that was pretty cool. That is it. Thank you for watching. Thank you to the patrons for voting on today's movie. I had a blast. I hope you did as well. If you want the power to do what Michael Clark did and pick the movie that I watch and that you are now watching, I have a link to the Patreon down below. I have a merch store down below. And lastly, I have an incredible Discord community and they are down below. I will see you next time, and until then, stay happy and stay healthy. All of this could have been avoided if guys could just learn how to be emotionally vulnerable.